Hey, I'm Henderson with Performance Edge CrossFit. Today we're going to be going over progressions for the muscle up. Alright, let's go over some of the progressions to the muscle up. The first step that I want you to do is get in the false grip, position your feet directly underneath of you with your rings at your armpit height. So this is where you would catch yourself in the muscle up. It's also where you would start. This is the starting position for your dip. So with that false grip, feet directly underneath of you, you're gonna lay back, maintain false grip, pull up to your armpits. You'll notice that my chest is up for a reason. So it's not just a vertical pull, it's a horizontal pull, and that allows you to whip through and catch yourself. So everybody can do this when muscle ups are programmed on the board. This is something that we can all start with. No matter what your skill level is, we can do a ring row, and in the position, the height of the rings, we'll be able to whip through, catch yourself right here. The next step is just walking your feet out a little bit further. It's going to increase the difficulty. Now it's going to require a little bit more power in that transitional phase. So I'm going to walk my feet forward, keep the rings right where they are. That nice horizontal pull, and whip through. Just catch yourself right there. It's a little bit more difficult. Now we're just progressing it. One thing that you want to work on is how tight to the body you can keep your hands. The more your hands sprawl out, the less control, the less power you're going to have. So you're going to work on keeping the elbows as close to the body as possible. And that's something that people that have been doing muscle ups for a long time should work on. I see people that can do muscle ups, but their form's a little sloppy. So this is a chance in the beginning to get things tightened up. The next step is going to be adding the dip. So I'm going to keep them here for the third progression, roll through it, and then dip. If you're not quite strong enough to do the dip yet, hey, this is a great modification. Just use your legs and go to full extension. So with these progressions, I'm not going to use any bands for it because I want you to experience what being on the rings is like. So if your skill level is right now to the point where you have to modify your dip, that's cool. Just use your legs. Try to get to that lockout, keeping your arms as close to your body as possible. The next step, I'm going to raise the rings a little bit higher, which is going to increase the difficulty. Now when I turn over, I'm going to have to catch myself. I'll have to be suspended, which also increases the difficulty. Now they're just a little bit above my armpits. Get in that position, maintain false grip, pull to your rib cage, and whip over to where you catch yourself in that dip position. Pull up, whip through. Okay, so now that we've been through a few of the progressions of the muscle up, now I want to talk about some of the key points of performance. The first one is the false grip. You definitely want the false grip because that's what allows you to transition smoothly, so you're not not having to move your hands in midair. So I've got the false grip. Now the other point of performance is the speed of the turnover and keeping it really tight to the body. So this is going to be our focus. Once you get to here in your pull, you'll notice that I'm horizontal, which allows me in the turnover to use my momentum to whip through. It's a lot easier when you get that horizontal pull as opposed to just going vertical. It's going to require a lot more strength to do that. You won't get the momentum or the power. So get to here, whip through, and one thing that's helped me a lot is thinking about how fast you move your elbows to power clean or to full clean. It's going to be the same on the muscle up, except your elbows are going behind you, not in front of you. So I'm here, whipping through and kicking my elbows up. I'm moving my elbows as fast and high as possible so I can get to that dip position. Another cue that is helpful that I really like is the Hulk Hogan cue about ripping off your shirt. When we pull to here, just think about Hulk Hogan ripping off his shirt. To further demonstrate the importance of the false grip, I'm going to show you what the transition will be with my left hand is in the false grip. You can see where it sits right there on the edge of my pad where it meets my wrist. It's not necessarily on the wrist, but it's close. My right hand is going to be just in a regular grip. So I'll go from here, pull, and whip through. Left hand, secure, right where it needs to be in that dip position. The right hand, you can see my wrist is broken, and it is fully pronated and facing forward with the ring out, so I do not have the stability. You want to be able to go from this dip position all the way through, so the beginning of your pull and into the dip position. That way your hands don't move at all, it's just your body. Your body's moving through space, your hands are static. The last fault that we're going to talk about is trying to do the muscle up in a vertical pull. So it's basically trying to get from here to here without being horizontal. The whole purpose of picking your chest up and pulling horizontal is that you now are in a position where you can apply power and speed and whip through and catch yourself into that dip position. So here we go. If I'm on the rings and I pull vertically, it's hard to get from here up to a muscle up. But if I pull horizontally, I'm able to use momentum and take advantage of that position to whip my chest and head through. So pick your rib cage up, and you'll be able to whip through and catch yourself right here in the dip position. So if you're guilty of that, just pick your chest up. Just remember to pick your chest up. Again, I'm Henderson with Performance Edge Crossfit. That's our video on some muscle up progressions. Hopefully that was helpful.